Okay, welcome to Sports of the Day. This is the actual Sports of the Day. There is a lost episode that was just recorded. Lost because I'm just kind of figuring out how this works, and the game audio totally drowned me out in that episode. That last episode was the unrecorded. The lost episode was for the victory bell between University of Southern California and the University, UCLA, USC and UCLA. Why am I kicking a field goal here? This is why we're calling an audible. And we're going for, damn it. Well, maybe I should just punt. No, I'm just going to go for it. The wind in with the Bay Area is crazy. The virtual Bay Area here is crazy today. Who would have thought? And it's fourth down. I don't know why I threw it.
Oh, look at these guys out there. They're fired up. Now let's see if it's going to lead to any points.
They'll go to work at the 22-yard line.
Oh, we didn't even pin him within the 20.
The Cardinal line up in a 3-4. Back to pass. Steps up. He throws it. Incomplete pass.
Nice.
The wide receiver couldn't catch up to that ball.
And you know what? No one could have caught up to that one. He just missed.
So like I said before, when I was streaming for a brief couple of seconds on twitch.tv before I stopped because it does not work. I am in a position where I purchased an exploit license to use for the whole thing, the whole shebang, whatever you would call it, the whole, you know, the personal license, I guess, which theoretically would work, but does not, believe it or not, with my capture card, even though it is like the capture card that everyone else uses. I might just try to see, because I know I have friends who use the same, oh hell yeah, who use the same software with the same capture card and are able to stream. I might actually just call him later and see what he does to make it work on Express. I cannot for the life of me get it to work. So I tried recording Easy or Stream Easy, the included thing that Pog had. Just by the way, I'm gonna do something I should have done a long time ago, because I'm sure you don't want to hear it. Turn vibration off. I tried using the Stream Easy thing anyway that Pog has, which is like a basic thing, which you think would work because it's so basic, but it doesn't actually. Believe it or not. Didn't for me at least. And so I'm going to make a broad generalization about everyone's experience, that it will be the same for you. I'm sure I just need to kind of fiddle with it some more and just figure out what's going on, what I'm doing, but at the moment, there will be no streams. Even though I kind of bought this with the intent of streaming. I mean, I don't want to be one of those guys who stream every day, but I want to have something going on every once in a while, maybe do a little thing. Sports of the day, basically. And have it be live for people to watch. Granted, I don't have any remnant of a following. I'm just going to scramble this one in for you. There you go. I don't have anything resembling a following on YouTube or on Twitter or anything, so there's really no point. But I'd still like to do it just to say I did, because it is fun to play video games, and it is fun for people to watch you play video games. I'm still at 4-minute quarters. Damn it, I gotta fix that next time. Immediately after this game is over, I'm gonna put it back to 5 minutes. Do not expect anything from me for starting at about 10 p.m. tonight. You should not expect any interesting, I'll still put up dailies. I have pre-recorded dailies, thankfully. I might not even be tweeting anything over the next 2 days, because on Friday I have a project to do, and that involves a 600-word kind of press release, a 500-word story, or maybe it's the other way around, and then a 2-minute video. which is gonna, and I couldn't start it until today because the guy I was interviewing was unavailable until today. So basically, don't expect anything from me on Thursday or Friday. He says to a microphone hooked into a dark room where nobody is sitting. If you are watching, you've made it 5 minutes in. I greatly appreciate that. Because it seems like, for whatever reason, people who play video games don't like sports, and especially don't like outdated sports simulators. I don't know why that is. Sure, somebody else likes these sorts of games. I found a site not too long ago. It was called like Retro Sports Gamer, and I mean that guy had all sorts of stories about, you know, college hoops, you know, Coach K college hoops on the Sega Genesis and stuff. And all those sorts of games. I mean, I'm sure somebody's interested. There's that guy TV show kid on YouTube who just uploads like 3 hours of a fucking NBA Live 2002 in absurdly high quality. I don't know how he does it, but I very much appreciate that kid. Stanford lines up in a dime defense here. The day before I left for college, I think, I spent most of my morning watching in NCAA football 1999 like all of the major bowl games, because he like simulated a season and just played like all the BCS bowls. And like, it was the most pathetic thing, but I watched all of them because they were really entertaining. They were just like, teams would keep scoring on each other. Every score was like 55 to 49 or something like that. Number 47 tackles in for a it was really interesting.
Yeah, that time the defense was swarming to the ball and really didn't allow this tailback any room to run.
Because I mean, God, the circumstances with which I went off to college were
it's 4th down and 6. Ball on the 47.
My favorite way to go off to college, I guess you could say.
California ready to put this one away.
But I don't need to talk about that. Okay, we will not get the block. Oh shit. We did also. Okay, hey. Sometimes you get lucky and
just couldn't break
a tackle right off the bat.
He didn't have a lot of open field to run, but he did a nice
So
job of
better.
making something out of nothing.
They'll take over at the 19.
Knee bursitis.
Number 8 alone in the backfield. Number 10.
I still don't know what that means.
Tries to shoot.
Whop
And
there.
He's taken down at the 32. He picked up the first down on that one.
Yeah, I like the way they ran the ball in that play. There's more where that came from. Believe me.
Let's do another draw, I guess. The run game seems to have worked. I don't run the ball often. I prefer to pass. In games like this, if it works, then, you know, it works. Most games, I figured out, I mean, most just football games in general are okay at the run and bad at the pass.
Second down and 5.
Which is why a game like this where you can pass well, I mean, there are hundreds, probably, I mean, but like several football games that just never got passing down.
Missed tackle, knocked out of bounds at the 49.
When I think of that, I think basically any non-Madden game from the Super Nintendo era, passing is shit. Basically, any non-Madden game, or Game Day, I mean, Game Day had some pretty solid passing mechanics. But I mean, even Game Day fucked up in certain places, especially the original one.
Number 2 with a takedown
on the PlayStation. Because I mean, playing generally in Game Day, if you had the ball near the receiver, they'd catch it. Defense was where it didn't really work, and then just there's no way to really calculate the speed of the throw, or if you were going to lead a guy or not. Game Day was an imperfect science, and there's no way to really control the receiver either, if I remember correctly. So. Okay. Well, sweep did not work. That's why we got to get him back with the pass. Maybe he'll be open. We hope he will.
Number 10 back to throw. Looking.
Yes, he will.
And it's caught.
I was talking about that.
Brings him
Great.
at the 19.
Just by the way,
They threw the tailback that time for a nice little pickup.
I like how I can focus on running, but still have over 100 yards passing midway through the second quarter. You know, 16-minute game. Okay, well they sniffed that out right from the start.
Number 10 gives it up the middle,
And they have also sniffed this out right from the start. But it is so windy, I don't trust myself on the field goal. Therefore,
Number 10 drops back.
do a little QB draw, impromptu QB draw.
And a big run there on
That was
fourth down.
Brad, this is what
specialty
impresses
for
me about
me
this team.
right
It's
there.
fourth down and you know
didn't
what's
see that coming,
We're
but I
running
did.
right at you. Try it, stop.
They were like, oh, he's going to pass. No. Not even the AI could have seen that coming. Not even if the AI knew what was coming, could have seen that coming.
Drops back to pass. Now he's scrambling.
So I'm going to scramble around again, find the open man, and the touchdown.
And the wideout hauled it in for the score.
Boy, the quarterback really put that one on the money, didn't he?
It's 13-0, barring the extra point, which could very well be messed up by the lag on the TV between my controller and the TV, which it is not, and the wind too. Actually, did take it.
Less than a minute remains in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And our score is
Yeah.
Stanford 14, California nothing. Stanford ready to kick this one off. Number 28 and number 8 set to return. He
I
hits a
suppose at
booming
some point in
kick.
this episode I should talk about my school, the one that I attend at the moment. I don't know if to call it my alma mater because it is where I go, but I'm not, graduated. So I guess I don't know what alma mater actually. Anyway, my school, the University of Kansas, is looking for a new head football coach. And I ran an article last night on my website entitled A List of Names and then the term KU Head Football Coaching Search, which had nothing to do with anything. It was not based on any rumors, baseless or baseful.
Good penetration by the defense there.
All
as they
about that
tackle him
base
for a loss.
are my rumors, and I had no rumors to go off of. I was purely going off of my own mind. Are you just gonna call a play? Purely based on what's happening in the inside of my mind, and okay, we're just gonna wait it out. That's fine.
Folks, let's pause now. as
And
we
what was
reach
going on in the inside of my mind was a number of names,
Stanford to kick this one off.
and none of them are actually going to happen. So that's fine. I just wanted to get them out and just let them know my support for large man on tiny unicycle, tiny man on large
Number 28
unicycle.
has it at the 5.
Mike, Rent-A-Center manager. John Gruden, I think, would have been on there. Anyway, in actual news, one of the few writers that kind of covers KU football
The Cardinal come out in a 34 defense.
released an article last night
Back to pass.
which said
He
basically,
unloads it. Picked off.
oh, hey, interception, that's good. Oh, that could be going back.
Stiff arm. They'll bring him
Okay,
down
well.
at the 18-yard line. The
He put out an article
defense
last
has
night. He called it like the
interceptions in ball game.
percentages of how much what percent of his mind he thinks will go to or in his mind will go to which certain head coaching prospect. The most obvious coaching prospect has been the one that's been the interim
Number 10,
head coach
more
since
wide receiver. Juke move, and they got him for
Charlie
a
Weiss
loss.
got fired
The
earlier in the
quarterback
season.
draw not
Clint
successful
Bowen,
there.
who was our
And I'm gonna tell
defensive
you what,
coordinator,
this defense was not fooling at all.
and then became the interim head
down,
coach
14 coming
and
up
did
here.
a
Ball on the
fairly
22-yard
solid
line.
job for being an interim head coach. He had only one win, which
Makes a move. And he's
isn't
tackled at the
surprising
16-yard
considering we were into the Big
So the
12
halfback
season.
scampers for 6 on the
At that
toss.
point, you would have liked to have seen a win over maybe West Virginia or Texas Tech, but just he got one win over Iowa State, and then no other wins. But his team got close. Actually, they were
Ball on the 16-yard line.
tied with Oklahoma State pretty late in the fourth quarter. They were tied with, or they were leading TCU pretty late in the fourth quarter too. They had a chance to win that game.
He drops back. Under
Neither
pressure.
time did it actually
Throws it out
come to
there.
fruition,
Number
but
4 has it.
there's a chance both times, and that's a touchdown.
A great throw, and that's
This is
his
becoming a
second
blowout.
touchdown catch of the
Haha.
game.
The quarterback knew
This was
exactly
nice.
where to put the pass, and the receiver went out there and made the grab. Good communication there.
Anyway, the TCU game was really disappointing because I really thought they could win that. and they were close at the end.
So under 3 minutes to go.
And
And the score, Stanford
they
21.
returned a punt, and that was like the second punt because Oklahoma State returned a punt as well, or they returned a kickoff
Back to return.
as well. They had a bunch of really shoddy punt coverage this whole year,
Number
which
28,
you wouldn't think would
penalty marker
cause
on
as
the
many
field.
losses as they did it. Anyway, I think for me personally, if I were to be hiring the head coach, which I'm not, I don't know that I would stick with Clint
They'll go to work at the 12.
because of the one win thing. Granted,
Stanford comes out in a
we
4-3.
were close, but I think Oklahoma State should have been a win. At home, tied in the fourth quarter. Granted, it was a comeback, but the way they lost that game, I just feel like that's not, that's not on his shoulders.
He sure did. He just stuck his hand
I
out
don't know.
and hit the
It just
football.
doesn't feel right. The last 2 weeks have been especially damning. They lost both those games by like a score of something like 105 to 20. After we were supposed to be, good.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the
And that was just
12-yard line.
disappointing. And just kind of depressing. I was at that K-State game, and they were running the score up at the at the end of the game, and that's
Fumbles the ball. Number
how it
7
goes.
for the recovery.
I'm
And
playing
the
K-State,
offense will
but
keep it after the fumble by the running back.
It's a
still,
good
it just
thing
looked
they
like
can't
that. I mean, that game was
afford
over
a
by the third
turnover
quarter.
right now.
That game was
It's
really
third
over
down
by the
and 9
second
to go.
quarter.
Ball on the 13-yard
And
line.
they had an extra point blocked, I think. That was,
Stanford comes out in a 3-4.
that was really the killer there for that game.
Number 7 drops back to pass. Lets it go. Tipped away. That brings up the punting situation.
I'll tell you
really
what,
depressing
this defense
talking
did a
about
heck of a job that time
Kansas
to hold them
football.
to 3 and out.
We're bad, unfortunately. And next season's probably going to get worse. So.
4th and 9 coming up here.
Ooh,
Ball on the
we
13.
got a new coach. Many of our best players have left.
Looks like they're going to put it
We're
away
just coming
here.
off of 3 years of a coach who couldn't recruit worth shit and was like, I'm going to win now. And then he said that in 2012, and he won one game.
Number 5 calls
That
for
is
fair
the
catch,
worst
and they make the fair
possible
catch
hire,
at the 50.
possibly of all time. The fact that anybody would give as much money as we gave Charlie Weiss for as much time as we said we were going to give Charlie Weiss is ridiculous. After his track record with Florida,
They'll get the ball here at the 50-yard
team he had
line.
at Florida wasn't that good.
California going with a
I mean, they
three-man
made a
front.
bowl game, but they should have been so much better. And it was a stagnant offense. I mean,
Number
the
47
Florida
with a
team that
takedown at
came
43.
after that team,
7 yards there.
the team they've had for the past
2nd
2
and
years
3,
hasn't
ball
been
on the
good either.
43-yard line.
The last
Number
time he
8
was
lines up as a
successful was in the
single
NFL.
Number 10
The Chiefs in
steps back to
2010.
pass.
I don't even know how successful that was. He was a pretty
The
decent
safety
offensive
comes up with a
coordinator, I
nice
remember.
play.
Nice job with the safety here, sitting back and
With the
playing center
Chiefs,
field,
but
and
I
then seeing
mean,
the ball and coming up and simply
That's where he
batting
should
the
be,
ball
I
away.
think. Maybe if he can
Stanford
only
will
work
line up
with
in a jumbo
professionals,
set here.
then he should stick to professionals. Because the type
Nothing
of
doing. Tackle
game he
for
wants
loss
to
on the
play is a
That was a nice
professional
stretch
game.
for the D there.
Yeah,
And
they
who's going
really
to hire
cranked
him
it up
after,
a notch on that
how
series.
many wins did he
Fourth
have?
down, 8 yards to go. Ball on the 48.
6 over
They
3
line up to put
seasons.
this one away.
Not even 3 seasons, but I mean 2.5 seasons. And just the way that Charlie Weiss lost
Number 1
games
signals
was...
for a fair catch.
I
They'll
remember
down the
that
punt at the
Texas
5.
game was like 25-0 by halftime. I mean, it would just felt like they would give up. Maybe, I mean, yeah. Granted, I'm just me. I'm not, I don't play football, so I'm not really in a position to criticize. So I try not to.
They'll
But I
take
mean,
over at the 5-yard line.
that was a painful game to watch. Texas,
California
Duke was
lines
the
up
same
with 3
thing. I mean,
receivers.
I thought they would at least give something to Duke.
Number 7 drops
You
the
know,
throw.
but,
He's under pressure. He throws it. And it's
Ah,
knocked down.
shit.
Nice job getting a hand
That
on
could
that
have
one.
been a
Yeah,
touchdown.
really good heads-up play there to get a hand on the football by the defense.
So now we're going to bring even more heat.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 5-yard line.
So anyway, I'd be okay with Clint Bone.
They come
I
out
mean,
with 4
it's
linebackers.
an easy move and the one that we have the money for. And he'll have lower expectations than Charlie Weiss
Number
would
7
put upon
drops
himself.
back. He guns it to the left.
Because, I
And it's
mean,
knocked
nobody's
away.
expecting this team
And
to
that
win
one was
more
attempted
maybe
the
2
line.
games
They're
next
lucky
year.
that fell to the ground.
Coach, you're absolutely
Now,
right.
if we
That's how a
went
lot of
after
interceptions
the
happen.
guy I think I want the most would be David Beatty,
5-yard line.
who is the wide receivers coach at Texas A&M. And the writer I was reading last night had him like as the most, has his like favorite to win it, to be the head coach. And I like that. I like the prospect of that, having a guy
Fourth down, and let me say
who
one
we
thing.
know
This
can
defense
recruit,
was up to the task that time
so we've seen
in
him do
shutting
it,
down the pass play.
who
Yeah,
we
they
don't know
shut
he
it
can
down,
coach,
they got
I
the
guess.
3 and out they were looking for.
Like, he's never been a head coach before,
Number 5, back deep to return.
but he's never even been an offensive coordinator before. Which I guess is a red flag. But, you know, you gotta start somewhere.
39. He jukes him.
And weird taking about anything we can
That
get.
was a nice little punt return there.
Well, Brad, that was a combination
And
of a
again,
couple
like
things.
with
Some good
Bowen,
blocks,
there's
but
not going to be as
also
much
the ability to
expectation as
avoid
there
the
was for
coverage
Charlie
team by
Weiss,
determining-
especially in 2
They'll start
years.
this
Because
drive
with the
at
guy
the
like him, with the
23.
promises he was making, and Charlie was the only coach I think I've ever heard in history come out and say, I'm not going to stay here.
He passes
It's
it,
like he
and
didn't
it's
want to
caught.
be
The
here.
10, the 5.
damn.
Number 5 brings him down.
He said
at the
he
1.
had a 5-year
nice
contract,
pass play there.
Let me
and
tell
he
you,
was
the
going
reason why
to
this
be
play
here
worked
until
was
the end of
fact
that
that the
5-year
defense
contract.
didn't do a good job
Because
of
this
knocking
was a
the
stepping
wide
stone
receiver
for
off his
him.
route.
And he's,
You
I
gotta
mean,
jam
you
him
don't,
at the line and throw their timing off.
And there
I mean, this is a stepping stone. I don't deny that. I don't deny that. Time and time again, people haven't gone to better positions after Kansas. Glenn Mason did it. If you think way back, Pepper Rogers did it, I guess. He went... But did he really? Because he went from KU to, like, the fucking USFL, which I guess is a step up, with a question mark. Yeah.
And he hits the PAT.
He's just
Less than a minute remains.
I don't even know what happened to Pepper Rogers. Anyway,
Stanford,
unimportant.
28. California, nothing.
I would like to see
Stanford to kick this one off.
somebody who knows what the fuck he's doing. That would be good. And,
Kicks it off.
I don't know if that's too much to ask. I hope we don't go after Boko. I just don't want somebody who's
Number
lost
28
somewhere
takes it to
else.
8.
'Cause, I mean,
He's hit
though
the
that
other
can
way.
work. I mean, Arizona's seeing it happen right now. Rich Rodriguez, he's coaching the hell out of that school. But, I mean, I just don't want another guy who failed somewhere else and is trying to redeem
They'll go to
himself
work at the
here.
31-yard line.
Because there are people who would be on an upward trajectory. We had a guy on an upward trajectory with Turner Gill, too,
Number
I
7
guess.
drops back to pass.
Theoretically,
Rolls
where
left.
this was a better job.
And he
Damn,
throws it away.
didn't happen there. But where this was a better job for him than I guess would have been at Buffalo. I just don't know. I think the guy Fuente would be
So it's second and 10.
at Memphis.
Ball
I think
on
he
the
would be
31.
another Turner Gill.
Number
He'd
7
try to
comes the
institute
line
his
with 3
system
wide.
here, which wouldn't really work at a large university, I think. We don't know that it would work.
Back to throw.
What works
He
in the
unloads
MAC
it.
and the Conference
And it's
USA
knocked
doesn't.
down.
Oh,
And
damn.
an
The ball
outstanding
got kicked.
play defensively.
What works in the MAC and the Conference USA doesn't
And
always
managed
work
to get a hand in there to deflect the
on
ball
larger
away.
scale. And we saw that with
It's third down and 10. Ball on their own
fucking
31.
Dan Hawkins, Colorado. I mean, he was never successful in
California
Colorado.
comes
He
to the
was
line with 3
mediocre
wide.
at best. Really drove that program into the ground,
Number
and
7
he never
drops to throw.
come back. I mean, they were
pick up
in the
solid
championship
yardage
hunt.
Yeah, nice little pitch
Fewer
and
than
catch
15
there.
years ago. I mean,
Wideout
that's
was able to find a
closer
little
than
open space
basically
in the defense,
than a
and
lot
the
of other.
quarterback was able to get
Was
the
that a
ball for
first
good
down?
pickup.
The Cardinals.
Shit. Hold on. No, I don't even need to see that. I know it's right, but I
Number
thought we
7
had
gives
it.
it up the middle. He's at midfield, and he's taken down at the 44. And the fullback made
Damn,
him pay
Colorado
big
just
time
had the
on that
steepest
little
decline.
run.
And it just happened, and it was
There was
like, well, we
nothing
can't
wrong
do
with that
anything. I
one,
mean,
my
we got
friend.
Dan
No joke.
Hawkins.
He busted through there for some
And, you know,
nice,
his son
nice
is
yards.
playing at quarterback, and I think his son is
Cardinals
playing in
come out of the
Japan.
34
I think he's an ex-league quarterback right now. And I respect that.
Handoff. Tackle
I respect
at the
Cody
35-yard line. They'll get 9 yards on the play.
I don't really. I don't know why I said that. I felt like he was there for like 10 years
It's
too.
second down,
Maybe it was
1 to go.
before, but like
This is
it
the
felt
sixth
like he was
play
there
of this drive.
forever. I
And that'll bring
remember
this quarter
him
to an end.
coming.
Folks, we've played
I don't
3, and
know.
our score is Stanford 28, California nothing.
I remember
And
him
we're
being
ready
the
to
quarterback in
start quarter number
2010
4.
when we had that huge comeback. It was like a 35-point comeback in the fourth quarter. I remember him being the quarterback of that year. But I also remember him being the quarterback, like, maybe I just remember it wrong, but I feel like he was the quarterback on in 2006 too, but that would be like a 5-year spread, that's not possible. Who gives a shit about Cody Hawkins? I don't. Who gives a shit about KU football, sports of the day, anything like that? Even this game, I'm up by 4 touchdowns. Still checking what plan we're doing, like it even matters.
Brought down at the 23-yard line.
So I hope we get David Beatty. What do I think they'll hire? I wouldn't be surprised if we just hired Charlie Weiss again. Somehow they just find a way to do it.
Coming up, all in the 23. The Cardinal line up with 6.
How ridiculous would that be to think that we just accidentally like, hey, yeah, here's this guy. He's got a couple Super Bowl rings. He went to a couple BCS bowls too. He's got NFL talent, NFL experience. He knows how to recruit. He recruited like a Manti Te'o. Remember him? Yeah, he recruited him. He's a good recruiter. Yeah, he can definitely coach here. I mean, he's had some lack of success in the past 3 years, only a couple of wins, but I mean, I think we could really turn around. Look at Gene Chizik, right? Yeah. God, we're going to go for Gene Chizik.
That's what I call a big-time effort by the defense.
We're not going for anybody good. We're just going to fucking stick with Bowman. Doesn't matter. We're not going to win next year.
And inches. Ball on the 20.
We're going to be 0-12 next year. I need to stop saying we.
The Golden Bears line up in a split back set.
And Tom Keegan's going to write like fucking. We're not cheerleaders for the football program.
There.
We also don't care about
tell where they were going. That's why they gave up the big.
Let's go into a building and watch it. Basketball. Really sad. And I hate. Yeah. Ah, damn it, this scored. Here's the thing. Okay, we're not getting any sympathy either, because people are going to laugh at our ineptitude. People aren't going to be like, oh, poor King. Because people are like, oh, poor Colorado. Because, I mean, they're Colorado. It's hard to be angry at them. They're not good at anything else. I mean, the KU has basketball, and we're expected to...
He tacks on the extra
I thought you missed that for a second. We're expected to just kind of be out shit.
28. They need to get the ball back right here if they want to stand a chance.
I'm going to focus on this. Why do I even need to focus on it? Yeah, okay, let's run this back.
He tries to spin.
Okay.
And that should pretty much put the nail in the coffin, don't you think?
Yeah, all they need to do now.
Basketball team is so good though, and consistently good. Everybody likes watching them lose.
They'll get the
so
ball here at the
everybody likes
44-yard
watching
line.
Kansas lose.
California lines up
And
defensively in a 4-3.
It doesn't matter. Like, nobody's sorry for us. Also, we hired Charlie Weiss, so I mean, we kind of knew what we were getting into. So nobody feels sorry for KU. I don't even feel sorry for myself. I mean, I went here.
If this defense
So
cannot
I could
stop
have
the
gone
running
somewhere
game,
else, but
they're
I
in
didn't.
big
I went
trouble.
here.
Maybe
I'm happy
not
with
here,
it.
but
Fine
somewhere
school.
down the road.
California comes out in 3-4.
Not a good
On the
football
ground, up the
team.
middle. Tries to juke, and
Speaking
he's
of
taken down
Stanford,
at the
Jim Harbaugh's coming to KU, and people keep trying to convince me that Jim Harbaugh's coming to KU. Because, you know, his wife is from Olathe, which is also where I'm from, and she misses home. But I feel like Jim Harbaugh's also,
Number 8, alone in the backfield.
I don't know what his wife has to say about the contract he's under with the 49ers.
Number 2 with a takedown at the
5-year
41.
contract he's on
That's a
for 10 years.
10-yard
It hasn't
gain.
been 5 years since he signed it. I don't know how he could possibly get out of that.
It's second down and 10 to go.
If the
Ball on
49ers don't
41-yard
fire
line.
him,
Number 10
and because
with
the
3
NFL
wide
is
receivers.
stupid as shit and lets you do this, I'm gonna go ahead and guess, and that
Here's a little draw play.
he's gonna get traded.
Tackle at the 35.
Because I mean, you can do that in the NFL. I'm guessing he gets traded to the Oakland Raiders.
Third down and 4 coming up on this one. Ball on the 35. Ace
Because he
backfield.
just feels like a Raiders head coach. I mean,
On the ground,
you
right
never
side.
see a
Good
successful NFL head
Number
coach go
5
down to the
brings
college
him down
ranks.
at the 28-yard line. A 7-yard
Because I mean,
run.
a successful head coach just doesn't do that. I mean, so many times you see if a guy's got to go back down to college. I mean, the NFL is where you go and where you stay. And, who else even was successful in the NFL and then went back to college? I mean, that's just where you go. I mean, there are coaches who were good in college, bad in the NFL, and then went back down to college and got exposed. Nick Saban, Steve Spurrier, Bobby Petrino, Dennis Erickson. But I mean, Jimmy Johnson never coached another college team. He went from the Cowboys to the Dolphins and then retired. Pete Carroll, never going to coach another college team. Tom Coughlin, never going to coach. He was good at. Yeah, he was fine at. Where was he? Boston College? Yeah. He was fine there.
And that's the end of the ball game.
We won the Stanford X. Congratulations, Stanford. Harbaugh's not coming back to the college ranks unless he really does not give a shit, in which case, go for it. John Gruden's not going to come back to the college ranks.
Folks, thanks for tuning into this game. Our final score,
who else?
Stanford 28. California,
Mike
7.
Smith,
Our thanks
he
go
might.
out to everyone here at EA Sports. I'm Brad
I mean, Mike
Nessler
Smith,
for Kirk Herbstreit
again,
and Lee
he's not the
Corso,
one who's gone out with a
signing
winning
off.
record.
Until next time, so long, everybody.
Might go out with a playoff berth, though. Weirdly enough. Besides that, I never heard David Beatty. I hope you hire me. I'm the best. I know everything about football, and I've got 6 trophies to my name here in Trophy Hunt. We'll see you again.